Okay, I am going to do a stash video of my cloth diapering so far. It's the first video I've ever done, and I was obsessed with these videos since basically finding out I was pregnant, and so I thought I'd go ahead and make a video. Maybe it will help someone else who is looking to get into cloth diapering. So, to start, we have this just a garbage can we bought at Target. I don't remember, it was like 12 bucks or something. We use that as our diaper pail. It's got the swing lid. That's pretty much good enough for us. I guess just a little bit about our baby. She doesn't poop very often. We probably are once a day. She was born at 7 pounds, 3 ounces. I think she dropped down to 7'1". She stayed around 8 for a little while when we were exclusively breastfeeding. And now she is 6 months and 15 pounds, the last checkup we had. So this is kind of diapering that's worked for us for the first 6 months / up to 15 pounds. So I'll start with some accessories. We have 2 of the Planet Wise pail liners, the cow print and the, I think it's hedgehog print. When we first started and I was on maternity leave, we had 1 pail liner and 1 large Planet Wise wet bag, and that worked for us, but it's just so nice to have 2 pail liners, so when one's in the wash, one's right in the diaper pail. And then when we started doing pockets at daycare, which I'll get to, we always gave them the large bag, so we bought a second large bag, so we, again, always had one clean when one was in the wash. And then for when we're running errands, we have 2 of the medium-sized Planet Wise, and there's the small Planet Wise bag. It probably would fit maybe 2 or 3 newborn-sized diapers, so it's not really essential to have. I actually found it way more useful when I was pumping at work to put my pump parts in, since it's nice and waterproof. And then I also traveled on an airplane when my baby was sick, and I put the snot sucker in there when I wasn't able to wash it, if I had to use it right before getting on the plane or whatever. And there are our 3-pack of Snappies. We only ever had 3, and that worked just fine for us. We've definitely put them through the wash a couple times, and they've done just fine. So they're beat up, but they're still working at 6 months here. Cloth wipes. I have a lovely mom who sews, and she made some with a flannel and some, what is it, terry cloth or whatever, towel fabric. I'm not as talented as she is, so I don't know. And then just some plain flannel. I like the plain flannel better, but the texture here would definitely help with big poop jobs. So she made us those. I didn't have to buy any. I think I do have some wipes in here that a friend gave us that I think are the Nikki, they're from Nikki's, the free wipes you get. They're very thin, so we really don't use those very often. I would really only use those for pee. Okay, so what we started with were the newborn Nikki size diapers. I have one here. The rest are put away. We have a few of them out because we use them as burp cloths. So I really like the newborn size, which has the orange threading on it. We really love that for wiping up drool. So we basically have one of those diapers on our side all the time. I like them way better than some of the flannel birth cloths that we have. And then here is this small size Nikki's. We had her in that to maybe 10 pounds. We had 12 of these and I think 24 of these, and we basically started using these immediately when she was a newborn, so at 7 pounds. They were a little bit bulky, but I mean, she's a newborn, she's just going to sleep all the time anyways, so bulk really doesn't matter. So I would suggest maybe if you're looking to save money, skipping the newborn right away, going right to the smalls. That would work just fine, but like I said, we get a lot of use out of these as burp cloths, but we use these for spit up too, so then I'll leave that to your discretion. Currently at 15 pounds, we are in the size medium. We decided to do these instead of going right to large, just again to kind of cut down on the bulk. we've got 12 of these now because we are doing a combination of pre-folds and pockets. We use pre-folds at home on the weekends and the evenings because I don't really want the pockets to get a lot of wear because the pockets are what we send to daycare. These are very big. We started using them when she was probably about 9 or 10 pounds, but they're still at 15 pounds, a little bit big for her. They're the Sustainable Babyish snapless fitted. We just have 2. This is usually what she has at night. You can see that these are kind of, as they go through the dryer, they kind of bunch up. And I'm really close to being anal enough to iron those out, but I don't. And then usually what we put over them, I bought some of the fleece liners. I can't remember the brand, but I know there's 5 for $5. Probably not worth it. You could probably buy your own flannel and cut it up, but I just didn't want to deal with it, so I did that. And then some other inserts we have. We have the Baby Kicks, size medium, that's the hemp. We have the Thirsties, I think this is hemp and cotton. Yep, hemp and cotton. And then we have the Geffen Baby, and this is also hemp and cotton. I'm actually liking these inserts a lot better than the ones that come with the Sustainable Babyish. So a lot of times I put the Baby Kicks and like the Geffen Baby, which also has fleece on one side, so you don't need to do the fleece liner on that one. So those are some of the inserts we have. Some covers. At 15 pounds, the baby still fits into the Rumparoo's newborn size. She has very skinny thighs. They're just really starting to bulk up, so that's probably why we can fit into these. We are kind of on the last buttons, but we have 4 Rumparoos, which were my favorite when she was a newborn. I made sure that all of the covers we got had the double gussets, if I can show that here, and that makes a huge difference in blowouts and leaks. Then I have some of the Thirsties dual wraps in size 1. I have 2 snaps and 1 Velcro. What I don't like about the Thirsties is they just have the 1 row of snaps across the waist instead of having the 2 rows. It probably doesn't make that big of a difference, but I don't know, you kind of get in your head that it's more secure when you've got the 2 rows of snaps. I also have 2 Imagine print covers, also newborn size. Elephants, and then just the plain whites. The elephants are snap, and the Imagine is Aplex. I definitely have a preference for snaps, but I can't say that the Aplex are terrible. They're definitely not. I just like snaps better, and hopefully they'll last us longer. So now for one size, we have one of the Best Bottoms covers, which again only have the 1 row on the top. I think we've had some issues with leaking with these, although they do have the double gussets. It's just never really kind of fit the baby well. That's, I think, our main problem. And then we've got 2 Nikki's brand one size diapers at 15 pounds and with skinny legs. They are a bit big on her. I put the Sustainable Babyish on, and then I put one of these covers on over that. I mean, we haven't had any leak, but you can see that there's some gaps in the thigh, which again, double gussets. I am a big fan of those. I try not to buy diapers unless they have them. But I would buy these again. I think they're like $8. They're a really good deal. Okay, for pockets, we've got the Rumparoos, and I bought it in 3 colors. These were the ones that fit her the best just when we started moving into pockets. It took us a little while. I don't know, maybe again 9 or 10 pounds is when we started wearing them, but the thighs are really nice and tight. And because they kind of, I think that they run a bit smaller even when all the snaps are pulled out. Let's see if I can do that one-handed. No, I'm not going to be able to do that one-handed. That's why I stuck with 3 of them. So she still wears them, we still love them, but I just don't know how they're going to grow. So we've put our money elsewhere. The bulk of my stash is Thirsties. I liked that they were made in the US. Fairly affordable. So we've got those. I think we've got 7. And all sorts of different prints. We try to keep them gender neutral. I basically bought all of the ones that could be considered gender neutral, I think. So those are the Thirsties diapers. Another thing is the inserts come... One's cotton and then one's microfiber. So We used just the microfiber when she was smaller, and then now we use both of them on the thirsties. We did start having leak problems with these diapers once she started taking more formula in. She started wetting heavier, and so we had to start adding in the cotton inserts, and now it's just, I think, just trying to find the best fit for her. So we are having some issues, but I have hope that it's not going to stay that way. We just have to kind of get used to the new changes. I have two Nikki's pockets in white and Tree Friends. Those are, I really like the microfiber on here. They're nice and plush, which makes the diaper a bit bulkier, especially on such a tiny baby that we have. And you can see all the snaps are down all the way, and there are not double gussets, but we haven't had any issues with those yet. We really kind of waited to put her in, probably till she's 13 or 14 pounds maybe. Here we have blueberries. I have the cow print and the snails. Again, they're the pockets. And again, blueberry does not have the double gussets, but they've worked pretty much just fine so far. I don't think we've had any noticeable issues with those. New for us is the Bum Genius. I really wasn't sure how this was going to go, because again, the single gussets, if that's what you would call them, but it worked just fine. That's why I actually bought the, I think this is Martin prints, because I thought if I got a print and it didn't work out for her, the resale would probably hold up pretty well. And last but certainly not least are my lullabies. I bought these on Nikki's, and I bought everything at Nikki's, except for the diaper pail, I guess. Yeah, everything came from Nikki's. So we've got the lullaby. I love, love, love these. They have this panel over the front, and maybe Bum Genius does too, I can't remember. But that helps prevent leaks through the front, because the insert isn't gonna travel up and out of it. Then they snap in, and you can do this either as a all-in-one or as a pocket. So if we wanted to, we could stuff that in there. But I actually really love how these feel. They're starting to lose their softness as they've been washed a bunch, but they're pretty great. Also, for washing, I just throw them right in the wash. I don't undo the buttons until I separate them for one to go in the dryer, and then we hang all of our shells. We hang dry those. That works just fine. I mean, because it's clean when you touch them to put in the dryer. So I'm also, with all of these, we never take the inserts out, and they always agitate just fine. We have a LG high efficiency washer, but I really like these lullabies, and it looks like they're discontinuing a lot of the prints. So I'm glad I got my favorites before they did that. They have the rainbow snaps on this purple all around the mulberry bush one. So I hope that they're going to bring some new prints out. I'm hoping there's no issues with the lullabies. The only thing I don't like about them is that they're made in China, but at a certain point I just kind of gave up. It's just something you're going to have to deal with. I mean, we could probably stick to all made in the US brands. There's certainly enough available, but it just became kind of hard to find good quality and a variety, because that was important to me as she grows and her body changes. Then we want to make sure that our diapers are going with her the best they can. So that is pretty much the entire stash as of 6 months and 15 pounds.